So do you see that the basic principles about data protection is actually included in our school education or in higher educations also, so that young people at least are aware during their education itself that there are these rights which you should be aware, because more and more data will be utilized as we go along in the future.
Excellent suggestion. Actually, if you look at it, consumer movement became strong in the United States because it was included in the school curriculum. Everyone was aware of his rights as a consumer because it was a consumerism. American society is a society based on consumerism. More you spend. India was never like that. But once, even now, in our textbooks, there is a mention about consumer movement or consumer rights. So if this one, that as an individual or as a citizen, you have certain rights to get your personal data protected under the constitution, not by the government. Government is also one of the fiduciaries. This is where the problem is. I think during the presentation, the government is under the impression that it is giving this right to citizens. No, the constitution is now giving this right to citizens. The government is also bound to be compliant. The idea should be that this should be introduced in the schools because people will then start valuing their data, personal data. And they themselves will be, because there is a clause in the current act that if you volunteer personal data, you will not get the benefit of the act. So they should know that what data should not be divulged for play. And since this is a digital world, it gets spread very fast. Let's say morphed picture, a picture which is not to your liking. Before even you press the button, the whole world has seen it. And therefore, you have the intermediary rules to say that no, you take it down within 72 hours. You cannot be even a week. So the way the digital world is spreading, and particularly in India, the digital adoption is very high. It is important that this should form a part of the, if not school, at least the college curriculum, so that people know to value their data, know to ask the right questions for the people who are collecting that data, and are also aware of when to tell them to delete the data. This is particularly relevant for young girls and children because in the new act, the children can play all these games and get into social media only after they cross the age of 18 years. Before that, they need parental consent. I don't know how this will get implemented, but what is parental consent? How it is to be taken? Parents themselves may not be informed digitally to be giving that consent. But that this is a requirement should actually be, how will a child know below 18 years if it is there in the school books?
Absolutely.
He is not going to open the law and read the bare act like I'm doing. So it has to be a part of the curriculum.
Fantastic.